Hello, this is Cole McIntyre with Go Pantry, and I hope you're ready to see some food.
So Go Pantry is the nonprofit that we didn't mean to start. And what I mean by that is we were in a life group and we found out there were kids that were truly food insecure in the school that our children attended. And as moms and dads, that breaks your heart. So you can either step up or try and find somebody else to help. And honestly, we thought we could connect resources initially to help what were 7 kids in the elementary school that our children attended. We quickly found out there were not resources. Boone, Kenton, Campbell, Grant County, they're rural, they're hard to service.
Sometimes God puts a situation in front of you because you need to be the one to step up to do the work. So we thought about it, we prayed about it, we went and talked to the principal and asked her, if we bring you food to help these kids, it was 7 kids, can you make sure it gets to those that need it the most? And of course, she said yes.
In the beginning, everyone had to chip in, even our kids. They were taking in groceries, delivering bags. We were dumpster diving for boxes, so it was truly a family affair.
And then all the way down here are all of our boxes that took forever to label. We got some food right here, over here. And we got big boxes. And look how much room I have to play Xbox. I mean, that's like 2 squares over there.
And it quickly grew. And at that point, I distinctly remember Laura saying to our oldest son, Carter, hey, who's out on the trampoline? And he said, I don't know, somebody's helping one of mom's friends that's helping pack their kids. And at that point, we realized we probably need to find a bigger space. We're outgrowing our basement.
We did. We had said we need to start looking for another place. And I kid you not, within 2 days, Beth got a call from someone that she went to college with, hadn't seen in quite a while. And she said, I've heard about what you're doing and helping these kids, and I'd like you to meet the priest at our church. And within 15 minutes, he said, you know, my church has been trying to put together a food pantry, and we just haven't been able to do that with the congregation that we have. I'm hearing your story. It's exactly what God's put on my heart too. So would you like to come and work here? So bam, answered prayer right there.
Soon, we're servicing around 200 or so children at that point. And then we were growing and we needed more space, and it was getting more and more difficult. We were almost having to pack weekly at that point because we just didn't have the storage. So then we reached out to Master Provisions, and they graciously allowed us to use their facility on the weekends when they're not using it, and it worked out perfectly.
So it was a great stepping stone for us, but again, we got to the point where we were helping, I think it was 320 kids, maybe close to 400, and we knew more requests were coming in. So when we get to that point where we know that there's more kids that need help and we feel like we have the community support to do that, that's when we think it might be time to move.
The nonprofit that feeds hungry children in northern Kentucky just got a new address. Clancy Burke took a tour and explains why it means Go Pantry can now change more lives than ever.
So it was a big decision to come to a warehouse where we knew we would be committing to lease payment. We don't like to spend money on anything other than food for kids, so it really did have to make sense. But by doing that and moving to the warehouse where we are now, we were able to increase the number of kids that we could help. We could work during the work days instead of just on the weekends and at nights, and so it just made sense for us to do that. And that one school now has grown into over 80 schools. Like, who would have ever imagined that that's where we would be? And those 7 kids has now grown into 1,200. So this year, just to support the kids that we have requests from, we'll have to collect enough money and food to distribute out over $1 million worth of food to these kids in the community. It's a big number, it's a big commitment, but with the support of all of the companies and all of the churches and all of the schools, we're able to come together to take care of all these kids that need us.
As you can see, as we tell this story, God has always shown up by providing supporters to help us meet this need. And we want to keep saying yes. And that's why we need our community to continue to rally around Go Pantry so we can keep saying yes to these kids, to every school, child that possibly can need our help. So We need the community to help us to keep saying yes.
Thank you, everyone, and thank you for donating to Go Pantry.